But let's start off with the full broad spectrum hemp that doesn't have THC actually in it, so you don't have to worry about failing a drug test.
Our full spectrum hemp is already undetectable on a test.
100% THC free.
Will you flunk a drug screen with these products? Only if you're smoking something else, but no. We have never been able to verify a positive drug screen.
You don't have to worry about failing a drug test or anything like that. You don't have to worry about failing a drug test or anything like that.
Hello and welcome back to my channel, or if this is the first video of mine that you're seeing, welcome. I'm so happy you're here. My name's Hannah, and on this channel I post a lot of content about financial scams, influencer scams, multi-level marketing companies. There's nearly 200 videos on my channel within that genre, and what I have for you today is coverage of a very specific and shocking situation that has the MLM company Q Sciences under a lot of heat and scrutiny right now. The company has allegedly been lying about what's in their products and engaging in false advertising by claiming that some of their hemp products are THC free, yet they've recently been tested by an independent third-party lab and the results came back indicating that those products did have THC. Kind of a big deal for so many reasons that we're gonna get into in this video, but I must give this disclaimer at the beginning for legal purposes that everything in this video is alleged. Everything I'm gonna be presenting and commenting on is public record, everything is my own opinion and my own interpretation, and that there's an ongoing legal battle that I will be following closely. I'll be using a lot of protective language like allegedly and in my opinion, probably to an annoying degree, and I encourage you to consider all pieces of this story and form your own opinion. So buckle up because this is a wild ride. Q Sciences is a multi-level marketing company that sells health and wellness supplements like pills, protein powders, drink mixes, drops, and even oral sprays. In this sense, it's a very run-of-the-mill MLM company, claiming to have all the magic lotions and potions to give you optimal health and make all your dreams come true. But what makes Q Sciences unique is that they sell hemp-based products, one of which is called Q Twist Calm, and that is the subject of today's story. And here's a brief overview on hemp and THC in case you're not familiar. THC is the main psychoactive compound in marijuana. This is what makes you feel high. But hemp is slightly different than marijuana because of the THC content. Hemp is defined as having a THC level of 0.3% or less. Hemp is federally legal and hemp does not cause a high. The thing that's desirable about hemp is that it has higher levels of CBD. Even though CBD is not psychoactive and it does not give you a high, it does promote feelings of relaxation and pain relief, although it's still being widely studied. So that is what this Q Twist Calm product is all about. It's a hemp product so you can have the benefits of CBD, but it does not contain THC, so it does not make you high and it does not show up on a drug test. At least that's what Q Sciences claims, we should say. That claim has recently been put to the test thanks to a husband and wife duo who have set out to expose the company's products for not actually being THC free and to inform the public about it. The first person in our story is Tara. She's a former high-ranking ambassador in Q Sciences. She was a high performer, very well respected, and we're gonna get into all of that in more detail later. And Tara posted something to her Facebook account on August 31st of 2023, and that's kind of what alerted me to this whole situation and prompted me to create this video. It's a very long post, but it's important, so stick with me. It says, this past year, Mike, her husband, had begun pursuing his hidden dream of becoming a firefighter. He was accepted to begin his next level of training at a local firehouse, which included a full physical and drug screening. The lab called to report that he failed the drug test for THC. Shocked, Mike asked if he could do a retest as he had not touched marijuana in nearly 30 years. There had to be a mistake. They told him no. They hold a zero tolerance policy. The tests were sent to a federally regulated lab using GCMS confirmation and tested twice for accuracy, according to the lab statement. How could this possibly happen? The only product Mike had consumed with any cannabinoids was the THC-free labeled broad-spectrum hemp waters from Q Sciences, Q Twist Calm. Almost every person in our house used this product daily. As by definition, broad-spectrum hemp has 0 THC, and the product carried a QR code on the package, which was supposed to lead to third-party testing for verification. When we went to scan the package, the link was broken. The incident with Mike was reported to Q Sciences Sciences, where we were told by corporate staff that my 48-year-old husband must have smoked marijuana or been around someone who had. We informed the company that Mike did not use any form of marijuana and that we had concerns that his failed drug test was a result of using the company's Q-Twist product. Our concerns were ignored. As a result, we decided to have the product tested at a third-party facility to confirm our suspicions. Q Sciences claims in its marketing materials and product packaging that the product Q-Twist Calm Peach Lemonade is a broad-spectrum hemp product that is THC-free. However, our testing of the product, which is done through an independent lab conducted by Ethos Analytics, showed in their certificate of analysis that not only did the product contain THC, but both Delta-8 THC and Delta-9. Q Sciences also makes the claim that the product contains 10 milligrams of CBD in each stick. The results show that the CBD amount per stick was far less than half of the amount that is represented, only containing 3.9 milligrams versus the 10 milligrams promised on the packaging label. According to the test results, there is more total THC than CBD in the product. 3.52 milligrams of Delta-9 THC, 1.55 milligrams of Delta-8, and only 3.79 milligrams of CBD. Through our attorney, we brought these test results to Q Science's attention. We requested that the public be made aware of the test results given what had happened to Mike and what could potentially happen to others if not informed. However, since bringing this to Q Science's attention, the company has not made the information public, nor has it done a recall on the product. Instead, they said it was only that specific lot number that contained the THC. Yet, the product Mike failed his drug test with was a different lot number than the one that was tested. With the company not notifying consumers of these results and continuing to ship the same product, it is our civil duty to publicly inform consumers as well as to report to necessary agencies the test results that we obtained. If you failed the drug test and/or lost a job because of the Q-Twist Calm CBD waters, or if your family or household has suffered any negative impact because of Q Science's products related to THC, please fill out the Google form in the comments to report. It is our intention to report these incidents to the appropriate regulatory agencies. Mike and I are truly disappointed as we stood behind and sold these products for many years. Based on the test results we obtained, the product was not what was represented on the label. And in our opinion, we do not believe this issue was handled appropriately or with any sense of urgency. We share with the intention that no one else is harmed in the same way our family was. Mic drop, people. This Facebook post is very intriguing to me and it makes me want to know everything about this situation. What do you mean what's on the label isn't what's in the product? What do you mean he failed the drug test? What do you mean they're still selling this thing even after you told them about it? Here's some of the attachments that were included in Tara's Facebook post. Here's a photo of the back of the Q-Twist Calm packaging that was tested, and it clearly says here that it is THC free and that it has 10 milligrams of CBD. Yet, neither of those claims came back to be true based on their lab testing they had done. She also included a copy of Mike's drug test results indicating that he tested positive for marijuana, positive for THC, despite the fact that he hadn't touched the substance in decades. This is supposedly a completely reliable result, given by a federally regulated lab, and his sample was tested twice just to double check, so it doesn't seem like it's a mistake that it came back positive. But if Mike hasn't intentionally touched anything that contains THC in 30 years, then maybe these Q Sciences supplements are to blame. And that suspicion seems to be confirmed. Here's that report that came back from the independent lab showing that the Q-Twist Calm product they tested not only had like a third the amount of CBD it was supposed to have, but also high levels of THC when there shouldn't be any at all. So what the heck, Q Sciences? Why is there allegedly THC in your product that explicitly claims to have 0? And it's not just a misprint in the packaging or something. This is not a simple mistake. No, this is a claim that Q Sciences lives and dies by. That this Q-Twist Calm product is so amazing because you get all these great benefits of CBD and there's no THC in them whatsoever. And specifically that it would never pop positive on a drug test. And if you don't believe me, here's a short compilation video of some very influential people in the company restating this claim over and over again.
But let's start off with the full broad spectrum hemp that doesn't have THC actually in it, so you don't have to worry about failing a drug test. And with the CBD levels, you don't have to worry about it with the THC levels or failing drug tests and all the crazy stuff that goes along with THC. And no, it doesn't have THC actually in it. So sorry for all the people that were hoping it was. You don't have to worry about failing a drug test or anything like that. You don't have to worry about failing a drug test or anything like that.
And if you're worried about all those things with the government job, or you're driving cross country, in the road, are full spectrum and Pazari undetectable on a test?
Broad spectrum CBD that is 100% THC free. So you do not have to worry about it showing up in a drug test or anything like that. It's safe for kids. It tastes amazing.
There's nothing even in our hemp product that could register on a drug test because we have a very transparent product line.
Will you flunk a drug screen with these products? Only if you're smoking something else, but no, we have never been able to verify a positive drug screen. We've had a couple of people call us and say that they have, but we have been unable to verify it. We have never had a positive test in any of our hemp products, whether they had THC or not.
Not only are the products that we give you effective, they are safe, and we fully disclose everything that's in them.
That video just showed us that the president, the vice president of product sales, and a variety of top reps in the company are all reiterating the same claim that their products do not contain THC, and they are saying it as a selling point, as a way to make the viewer and the consumer feel confident in their choice to use Q Science's products. Also keep in mind that people are giving these products to their children. Just imagine learning that you have unknowingly been giving your kid THC all this time. Here's a photo of a child drinking the Q-Twist Calm product, and the caption says, "So proud of our girl. In the past, nerves have kept her from playing in the piano recitals. Not today. Hashtag peach calm. Hashtag bye-bye nerves." This is not me just speculating. This is really happening. Children are drinking this product that appears to have THC in it. I was actually looking up the dosing for edible THC, and one of the general guidelines is 5 to 10 milligrams of THC for somebody of a 100 to 150 pound body weight. And this Q-Twist Calm product came back at 3.5 milligrams of THC for one of the single serve drink packets. I can imagine that an adult would be able to feel the effects of that much THC. Now consider what that might feel like to a child with a significantly lower body weight. I don't know about you, but if I discovered that I was unknowingly dosing my child with THC when the company has reassured me time and time again that the products are THC free, I would be outraged, fuming. And I bring up kids because there was a point in that compilation video that I showed you where one of the top 10 earners in the entire company said it was safe for kids. Quote, safe for kids. It's not though, clearly. And Mike and Tara's situation shows us that these products are also not safe for adults who want to stay away from THC for reasons like employment. I can't even begin to imagine the kind of sickening, sinking, gut punch feeling Mike must have had when he got those test results back. Sorry, you failed the drug test, zero tolerance policy. You can kiss your dream of being a firefighter goodbye. Think about if your future was negatively impacted because an MLM company was allegedly, again, sloppy with their formulations and deceptive with their marketing. Absolutely infuriating. We're talking about people being denied employment, fired from their jobs. If you're on probation for something, that could be a probation violation. If you're a college athlete, you could lose your scholarship. Now imagine that you think you're in the clear and you are making choices that you believe are protecting these important things in your life, all for it to come crashing down when you get a positive test that should have never been positive in the first place based on what you believed you were consuming. It is truly sickening, and it only gets more sickening once we learn that Q Sciences is seemingly so threatened by Tara showing these results on her Facebook page that they have now sued her. But there is a timeline of events here that gets us from Mike's positive drug test results in April all the way until Q Sciences has lawyered up in October. And I'm going to walk you through all of that because there are some things that come up that are quite suspicious. So Mike gets his drug test results on April 3rd, informing him that he's failed it for THC. Shortly after that, in April, he and Tara inform Q Sciences of this failed drug test and saying they're concerned that it may have something to do with one of their products. At that point, Q Sciences brushes it off, does absolutely nothing about it. The vice president of product development and Billings told them they must have been around pot smoke, and that's why he got a positive drug test. We saw her making similar statements in that compilation video. That no, there's no way you could fail a drug test with our products unless you're smoking something else. And the company continues to sell Q-Twist Calm, essentially like nothing was wrong. They don't take Mike and Tara's warning seriously. They don't do anything to inform the public. They don't bother to have it tested themselves, and they certainly don't take their product off the market. That is, until they announced on June 30th, over 2 months after they've been informed of this positive drug test, that they are for some reason gonna phase out the old Q-Twist Calm product and replace it with a new formulation with terpenes instead. But they don't just pull the old formulation off the market, no. They put it on promotion to presumably sell off the rest of it before they launch the reformulation. So this is speculation on my part, but it looks like the company's actions are silently acknowledging that this product might have THC, and they're like, ah, crap, we gotta reformulate it. The right thing to do would be to take it off the dang website so no one else can buy it anymore. But instead, they put it on promotion as one last cash grab, in my opinion. Never admitting that it has THC, by the way. They don't tell us why they're reformulating it. They're just gonna phase out that old product and replace it with a new one right around the same time these allegations are coming in that their product has THC. Shady as hell. And another thing to know that adds to the shadiness is that around the same time that they are discontinuing the current version of Q-Twist Calm, Tara is put on suspension from the company. Her account is put on hold. I don't have any details regarding the suspension, but I bring it up right here because I think the timing is very noteworthy, don't you? If we rewind to 9 months earlier, Tara was given the award of President's Pick in September of 2022, and she served on the highest council in the company for 4 consecutive terms called the Advisory Council. And let's talk about the Advisory Council for a second, because I think this really paints a picture of Tara's standing within the company. The Advisory Council is a small group of top performing reps that are hand selected by the president and the CEO of the company, and they serve as essentially advocates for the other ambassadors. Advisory Council members are given early access to new products. They give their input on big decisions within the company. They speak on stage at the conferences and conventions, that kind of thing. The main requirements to be selected for Advisory Council is number 1, you have to have a growing business, and number 2, you have to be within good standing in the company and not have any compliance violations. These reps serve on the Advisory Council for 1 year, and they have the opportunity to be reselected. So Tara served for 4 consecutive terms, 4 consecutive years in this very select, small, well-respected group in the company. And I give all that context to make the point that she goes from being someone who was clearly respected and appreciated within the company for years, and now all of a sudden she's put on suspension once the THC stuff starts to happen. My interpretation is that it seems like the company was pretty quick to turn on her once this whole ordeal began. We see this all the time in MLMs. The company and its reps will build you up, they'll love bomb you, they'll praise you as long as you're benefiting them, and then they will drop you as soon as you're not. As soon as you start to go against the grain and question things, they wipe their hands clean. They distance themselves from you and in some cases punish you. She's described in this Facebook post as a leader who leads with integrity, honesty, passion, and love. Okay, well, if Tara was such an upstanding and honest person who was so loyal to the company, what reason would she have to lie about Q Science's products showing up positive on a drug screen? I get the sense that at this point in the timeline, Mike and Tara are not trying to be accusatory, but rather they're just trying to inform the company, like, hey, just so you know, this happened to us. You should probably be aware that your products are showing up positive on drug screens when they shouldn't be, and we want to let you know so that this doesn't happen to other people. Wouldn't you think that a company who cares about their reputation would want to know something like that? Wouldn't you think they would care enough to do something about it? Apparently not, because rather than doing anything about it, the company promptly suspends Tara and then reformulates the Q-Twist Calm product, but not before they sell off the batch that they suspect has THC in it. Thanks, I hate it. Tara then announces that she is no longer affiliated with Q Sciences on July 18th. And it's at this point that Mike and Tara decide that they're going to send off their product to an independent lab, have it tested, and see once and for all if their suspicions are true. It's pretty crystal clear that at this point the company is not taking this accusation seriously, and that they've decided to go the route of blaming the victim for coming in contact with THC rather than entertaining the idea idea that maybe it was their product to blame. So Mike and Tara are like, fine, we'll take matters into our own hands, I guess, and we'll inform the public on our own. The sample of Q-Twist Calm is received by the lab on July 27th, and then by August 2nd, they have confirmation that those packets of Q-Twist Calm do, again, allegedly, contain THC. They then go back to the company and say, hey, you know how we were worried that your product had THC in it and you didn't believe us? Okay, here's the results. And again, surprise, surprise, the company did nothing. So that brings us to August 31st, which is when Tara makes that big Facebook post announcing to her followers the results of this independent testing. Her post has over 600 comments at this point of everybody expressing their shock. But past that, news about the situation really hasn't spread that far. There's one Medium article about it. There's an article on behindmlm.com. A few other creators have covered this on YouTube in live stream format. But in my eyes, this is a huge deal that needs as much exposure as humanly possible. So here I am, hoping that this video can reach far and wide so that we can get people talking about this and make people aware. It appears to me that Q Sciences has lied to their customers about what's in their products, and it's had negative impacts on people's lives, and there is little to no accountability at this point. That is why I think this video is so important, to give you all the information and allow you to draw your own conclusions. If you do look through some of the comments on Tara's Facebook post, there are some really alarming things here. Here's one person that says they failed 2 drug tests, and when they told the company about it, they were blown off and told that they must have consumed too much product. Here's another person whose daughter tested positive, and when they told their upline about it, they were dismissed and blamed and told that they must have gotten that THC exposure from somewhere else. This person says they lost their job due to a failed drug test after using Q-Twist Calm. This one says that a teacher on her team failed a drug test after taking Q-Twist Calm as well. Speaking of kids taking the product, here's someone who says they gave it to their special needs child every night after their medicine and they started noticing negative effects. This person says that their kids used to ask for it before bed and that many other people's kids did too. This is an astronomical problem. This is not just one person and one failed drug test. This is multiple people all taking the exact same product from the exact same company and reporting how their lives have been negatively impacted because of it, because it allegedly contains THC when it is not supposed to. In my eyes, these comments lend a lot of credibility to Tara's accusations in her post because it doesn't appear to be an isolated experience, and it seems like the company has been informed of positive drug tests on multiple occasions and never did a dang thing, which just makes you wonder if the company had done something about it on the first, second, third, however many times they've been informed of this issue, would Mike have gotten to a place of failing a drug test to become a firefighter? I don't know. Who's to say how many people there are that could have made a better choice for themselves if they had known what's actually in the product? And to my knowledge, Mike and Tara are the only ones so far who have been like, no, we're not backing down that easy. You will not dismiss us. We will send these products to be independently tested, and we will put the results online for everyone to see. Love that so much. But the timeline of events does not end there. A big thing the company preaches is that they are very transparent about what is in their products, and that there's QR codes on everything to show you exactly what's in the products and the ingredients and the lab results, and that you can easily find everything you need to know about the hemp levels on the hemp documentation page on their website. In Tara's Facebook post, she said that they tried to scan the QR code on the back of the product that tested positive and the link was broken, and I tried it myself too, and I can confirm that the link is still broken at the time of filming this video. Additionally, something really interesting is they have this web page called Hemp Product Test Certificates of Analysis, where they post PDF documents showing the test results for all of their products that confirm the amounts of CBD and THC. However, for a long time, this web page was not complete, and a lot of these links were supposedly broken or missing, just like the QR code web pages. That is until we do a little bit of sleuthing and we discover that this web page was most recently updated on October 6th of 2023. Perhaps not so coincidentally, right around the exact same time that Q Sciences served Tara with legal paperwork informing her that she's now being sued. Was updating this web page the company's way of getting all their ducks in a row before they enter into this legal battle? We can't know for sure. sure. I'm just saying it's interesting. I'm just speculating. What's also fascinating is that if you go to the Q-Twist Calm section on this website, you can find a PDF of a lab result that claims that it has 0 THC, but these results are from 3 years ago in 2020. So if it is true that they updated this web page just a few weeks ago to include these lab results finally, I personally think it's odd that they're posting results that are 3 years old. We're not talking about whatever formulation you were testing and selling in 2020. We're talking about a rep who had your product tested right now in 2023, and there were some concerning results. Just because one sample of Q-Twist Calm apparently came back negative for THC in 2020 doesn't do much to dispute the accusation that it might have THC now, in my opinion. Now, as far as this lawsuit goes, to my knowledge, it's still in the very early stages and each side is kind of getting everything together at the moment. It will be interesting to follow along and see what comes of everything, because to me, as an outsider who has absolutely no legal credibility whatsoever, I'm just a girl who talks on the internet, it looks like Tara might have a case just based on what she's shared publicly. This doesn't look good for Q Sciences, let me just say that. Of course, there's always more to the story that we don't know. Perhaps we'll learn more as this lawsuit plays out and if Tara decides to share anything else publicly, but I'm presenting this whole situation to hopefully spread awareness and to give you some food for thought. Here are the morals of the story that I'm taking away from this. Number one, this feels like a cautionary tale for supplements, specifically MLM supplements. We don't really know what's in them, and they're marketed so aggressively by the reps on Zoom calls, on social media, in private messages, by word of mouth, that at some point you just kind of have to wonder if the selling points they're saying are really true, or if they've just been regurgitated so many times that everyone now accepts them as truth. You may have noticed in the compilation video I showed you that the exact phrase, "you don't have to worry about failing a drug test or anything like that," was repeated over and over and over again by several different people on several different days on several different Zoom calls. Now, I'm not saying that all of these people knew the product had THC and that they were intentionally being deceptive about it. I'm just saying that if the product packaging has an icon that says THC free, and everywhere you turn, someone's telling you on a Zoom call that you're not going to fail a drug test, and if you can't find the results to these supposed lab tests showing you what's in the products, then at some point, we're just consuming the products on blind faith and trust. We are just assuming they're THC free without any concrete evidence of that. And I think this situation teaches us that blindly trusting an MLM's products and the claims that the reps are making is not a good idea. Yes, we should be able to trust what the packaging says and how it's being marketed to us, but I feel like this story proves that we can't trust it and that we should proceed with caution, especially if the product claims are regarding a substance that could have very serious consequences in your life. Another takeaway I have from this story is that MLM companies do not owe their reps anything. They will drop you and drag your name through the mud as soon as they perceive you to be going against them and as soon as you don't serve them anymore. I can only begin to imagine what is being said about Mike and Tara within the company right now. I would almost bet my life that there is some kind of internal smear campaign going on to paint them as the traitors who are trying to expose the company and that they're lying and they shouldn't be listened to. Because that is what MLMs do. They enact their information control and their cult mentality to keep the members brainwashed so that they don't leave. They say whatever they've got to say to create this us versus them, insider versus outsider dynamic to try and preserve the very delicate pyramid. Because if, God forbid, people start to believe what Tara is saying, they might question their involvement with the company and they might decide to leave, which obviously is detrimental to Q Sciences, right? The company cannot control what information Tara shares, but they can attempt to control what information the remaining members see and believe. So there's not a doubt in my mind that internally the company is scrambling to make Tara out to be someone who shouldn't be trusted, because that is their final defense against these really damning accusations. And the final moral of this story for me is, again, that Q Sciences is super shady. In my opinion, this looks like a company that does not have good quality control. They won't own up to their mistakes. They'll continue selling something they know they shouldn't be. They have no no regard for people's livelihoods. They will cover their tracks at all costs, and they will sue anyone who tries to expose them, all in the name of money, greed, and their reputation. Because think about it, Q Sciences had a lot of options to make this right, and they just didn't. If they were so confident there was no THC in it, then test it again. Don't go publish the results from 3 years ago. No, have that product tested right now, today. Show us that there's no THC in it and put the accusation to rest. Interesting how they didn't go with that very simple and straightforward solution. The next thing they could have done, if they did know there was THC in it, they could have pulled the product from the website so no one else could get their hands on it. They also could have released a statement saying, hey, if you have this product, beware, there's THC in it. Take it at your own risk, make an informed decision about you, your health, and your body and your future, because we owe you the respect of telling you what's in our products, and we made a mistake and here's the correction. But no, they couldn't do that either. But all of those options require them to own up to their mistakes, which they would never do, apparently. And my assumption is that's because they could not afford to lose out on the profits of one of their most popular products. It's almost like someone ran the risk management numbers here and determined that, okay, well, the right thing to do would be to pull this product, but if we do that, we're going to lose a lot more money than if we just take on a lawsuit. So, we might as well just continue to sell it, make some money on it, and then risk a lawsuit if it really comes down to it in the end. I personally can't see any other reason why a company would dismiss and cover up such serious allegations about their products. It's gotta all come down to money, right? And on that note, that's everything I have for you for this video. My goal with this was to spread awareness about this situation and make a video that is easily searchable so that if people are looking for product reviews or Q Sciences or Q Twist Calm or THC free, they'll find this video, hopefully watch it in its entirety, and then proceed with caution, making an informed decision. Because I think if people are going to take a supplement, they deserve to know what's in it, especially if it has the potential to jeopardize your employment, your schooling, or your future goals. Honestly, shame on Q Sciences. This is so messed up, and I hope that this video gets like 1 million views or something, because I'm fired up about this, and to this point, there really isn't that much coverage of this situation, which I'm shocked by. I think it's amazing that Tara took to Facebook to post all this stuff for everyone to see, but at some point that can only reach so far. So I'm hoping that by doing this, I'm able to spread this information to the people who need to hear it the most. If you are considering joining Q Sciences or considering taking these products, I would urge you to reconsider. Additionally, if you know someone taking Q Twist Calm specifically, please feel free to share this video with them because they deserve to know what's in that supplement. I would love to know your thoughts down below. I'm sure you have a lot of them. What are we thinking? How are we feeling? Let me know. I look forward to seeing what you have to say. And that is all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you, and I'll see you in my next one real soon.